The heart and the circulatory system make up your cardiovascular system. Your heart works as a pump that pushes blood to the organs, tissues, and cells of your body. Blood delivers oxygen and nutrients to every cell and removes the carbon dioxide and waste products made by those cells. In a journey through the blood starting from one place in your body, the palm of the right hand inside the superficial palmar venous arc, to your heart and back again, we will explain step by step how everything occurs. To begin, inside these veins are a mixture of red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma, which make up the blood. Plasma accounts for 55% of blood volume, and its function is to transport substances through the blood. It also contains proteins that aid in blood clotting. The buffy coat is a combination of platelets and white blood cells that make up less than 1% of the blood. Platelets are the tiny cells that aid in blood clotting and the repair of damaged vessels. White blood cells, or leukocytes' main role is to defend the body against infection and disease. There are 5 different types of white blood cells. Neutrophils circulate around our body in the bloodstream, and when they sense signals that an infection is present, they are the first cells to migrate to the site of infection to begin killing the invading microbes. Eosinophils are responsible for combating multicellular parasites and certain infections in vertebrates. Basophils contain anticoagulant heparin, which prevent blood from clotting too quickly. Monocytes fight certain infections and help other white blood cells remove dead or damaged tissues, destroy cancer cells, and regulate immunity against foreign substances. Lymphocytes are part of our immune defense and act to recognize antigens, produce antibodies, and destroy cells that could cause damage. Red blood cells account for 45% of the blood, and their function is to carry oxygen to tissues and take carbon dioxide from the tissues back to the lungs.
To get to the heart, the blood flows through the superficial palmar venous arch, the cephalic vein, and the median cubital vein, where we will stop to talk about capillaries. The capillaries are tiny blood vessels in the body that connect the smallest arteries and the smallest veins together. As the blood from the arteries flows through the capillaries, tissue cells take in nutrients and oxygen, while red blood cells carry out the carbon dioxide and waste to the veins, which takes us back on track to the basilic vein, the axillary vein, the subclavian vein, the brachiocephalic vein, and finally to the superior vena cava, where we are now at the heart. Oxygen-poor blood flows into the heart from the superior vena cava to the right atrium. From there it goes through the tricuspid valve into the right ventricle, and then through the pulmonary valve and pulmonary artery, leading out towards the lungs. In the lungs, the blood exchanges carbon dioxide for oxygen and returns through the pulmonary vein. The pulmonary vein leads into the left atrium and is then pumped through the mitral valve into the left ventricle. Lastly, the blood travels through the aortic valve into the aorta and then goes out into the body. After going out through the aorta, the blood goes through a number of different arteries to get back to the hand. In order, the blood travels through the subclavian artery and the axillary artery, where we'll make a quick stop to talk about blood clotting. When there is an open wound, red blood cells and activated platelets rush to the area to fill the gap. Fibrin, which is located in the plasma, is a mesh-like substance that holds the erythrocytes and platelets together, forming a clot. Our journey continues through the brachial artery and ulnar artery, until it finally reaches the superficial palmar arch in the right hand.